This is Sanskrita, a programming language written in Sanskrit, with its own engine, not a wrapper around anything. This is a real program, and the green text is what the engine actually prints. 0.1 plus 0.2 equals 0.3, Satyam. True. Which raises the obvious question. Why not just put Sanskrit words on top of Python and be done with it? Because of one idea, and it comes from a book. The book is Sanskrit Non-Translatables by Rajiv Malhotra and Satyanarayan Dasa, published in 2020. It takes 54 Sanskrit terms across 9 themes and shows what the usual English translation destroys. Its central example, Atma is not soul. The Christian soul belongs only to humans, is created once, and does not reincarnate. Atma is none of those. Same label, a different idea underneath. The same test runs through the rest of the book. Prana is not breath. Shakti is not energy. Itihasa is not history, and not myth either. Sadhana is not spiritual practice. In every case, the English word belongs to a different metaphysics, so when you swap the word, you have quietly swapped the philosophy that came with it. Malhotra's example of how strong that pull can be is T. S. Eliot, who studied Sanskrit and Indic philosophy at Harvard. Eliot wrote that the great Indian philosophers left him in a state of, his phrase, enlightened mystification, and he later returned firmly to Christianity. The scholarship behind this is Cleo Kern's book, T. S. Eliot and Indic Traditions, from Cambridge University Press. One detail is worth getting right. Eliot's baptism was on the 29th of June, 1927, at Finstock, a village church in Oxfordshire, not a public ceremony in Harvard Square. The point that survives is the one that matters here. A language can carry a model of the world strong enough to change how a person thinks. That is the claim the keywords rest on. So run that test on code, which nobody ever does. Print is a printing press, fix marks on a page. Function was borrowed from mathematics, a mapping. Return just means go back. Every keyword you type is somebody's metaphor, chosen once and never questioned. Sanskrita uses different ones. Vada, speak, not print. Vidhi, a rule, not a mapping. Phalam, fruit, the result that ripens. Shrija, create, not allocate. Each carries its own idea of what the code is doing. And Vidhi is not a word I picked from a dictionary. It is Panini's word. 2,500 years ago he wrote the Ashtadhyayi, about 4,000 rules that generate the whole language, including rules about rules, a metalanguage of its own. So when Sanskrita calls a function a vidhi, that is a citation, not a costume. Before any of those rules, Panini needed a way to name groups of sounds. The grammar opens with 14 short lines listing every phoneme of Sanskrit in one specific order, and because of that order any class of sounds can be named in a single syllable, a pratyahara. It is provably the shortest arrangement that does the job. That same machinery is in our standard library. Sandhya joins Deva and Alya into Devalya, and Chanda reads the first verse of the Gita and answers Anushtup, 32 syllables. Panini also classified every noun by the role it plays in the action. 6 karakas, karta the agent, karma the thing acted on, karana the instrument, sampradana the recipient, apadana the source, adhikrana the location. All 6 are argument labels in Sanskrita. You type the role, and the engine checks it. Which means a function takes its arguments by role, not by position. One function, called 3 times, in 3 completely different orders. the answer is identical every time. And ask for a role the function does not have, and the engine does not just say wrong argument. It names the karaka and lists the roles that function actually has in Sanskrit and in English. Panini wrote exactly one rule about what happens when two rules collide, Vipratishidhe param karyam. For 2,500 years it was read as, the rule later in the book wins, and that reading kept producing wrong forms. In 2022, Rishi Rajpat at Cambridge argued that param means the rule on the right-hand side, and read that way the grammar simply runs. The lesson went straight into our design, aspashtata nasti, no ambiguity. One way to write a thing. Ambiguity is a bug, not a feature. In March 1967, Peter Ingerman wrote a letter to the communications of the ACM. Bacchus nor form is the notation that defines the syntax of programming languages, and he proposed renaming it Panini Bacchus form, because Panini had used the form first. Sanskrita takes that literally. The language has a normative grammar file, written in complete EBNF, and both engines are checked against it. And this is the idea from that talk that lands hardest on a project like this one. Malhotra calls it paribha. Every field of knowledge has its own vocabulary that does not survive translation. In Ayurveda, Agni does not simply mean fire. There is a paribha for yoga, for Ganita, for Jyotisha, for Rasshastra, even for architecture. Computing is a domain too. So that is what Sanskrita actually is, a paribha for computing. Vidhi, Karaka, Phalam, Shunyam, Vega, Dhritam, Tulyata, a technical vocabulary in Sanskrit, for a field Panini never saw. And underneath, the Sanskrit is not decoration. Decimals are exact. A variable cannot hold null unless you declared that it could. There is a native Rust engine. AC transpiler measured 1,000 to 2,000 times faster than the reference, and two independent engines checked against each other on randomly generated programs to prove they agree. Panini did not describe a language. He wrote a system that generates rules, metarules, and an order for resolving them. Sanskrita is built on that. Jaitu Sanskritam,